ESPN released an offseason survey speaking with NBA personnel, including execs, scouts, and coaches around the league. And one of the questions that they asked was this: who is the best American player right now? The top vote getter was number 30, Wardell Stephen Curry. That would put him at what? Top 4, top 5 definitively player in the league, obviously with Jason Tatum sidelined for the whole upcoming season. And this is who Joe Lacob is prioritizing. It makes absolutely no sense. We're going to talk the latest Jonathan Kuminga updates from some NBA insiders around the league, as well as Kuminga's agent, Aaron Turner, who continues his media tour. But if you guys are tired of this whole Kuminga saga, which I guess has like 10 days until we reach the climax, at least that's the deadline. If you're tired of it all, go down below, smash the thumbs up icon, like today's video, and we'll get right into today's show. What's going on, Dub Nation? You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tyler Smith, and we got this update from Anthony Slater over at ESPN. We know the Warriors have a couple of offers out there for Jonathan Kuminga right now, but the real hiccup and the stopping point between JK's side and the Warriors front office is team option versus player option. Ultimately, control over the future of Jonathan Kuminga in the NBA. Slater says this: the Warriors have declined to put a player option in any offer to Kuminga and declined comment about where negotiations stand at this point. We have 10 days until the qualifying offer deadline is reached on October 1st. Warriors training camp will be starting shortly thereafter, and we still have no deal in place for Jonathan Kuminga and the rest of the Warriors impending free agents that are due to sign thereafter. We'll talk more about where the offers are at right now, who could cave, who might not cave, as we get closer and closer to October 1st. But I want to start with this. More delusion is coming out from the Kuminga and Turner camp as he was going on the Hoop Collective podcast and 97.5 The Game and all these different places, basically trying to do whatever he can to sell his client Jonathan Kuminga to the Warriors so that they will amend some of their current contract offers. Apparently, according to Turner, Jonathan Kuminga still has some thoughts about being a focal point for the Golden State Warriors. Here's what he had to say: the Warriors are the organization that drafted him. And of course he'd love to stay with one team his whole career. He wants to be a focal point of a team. He wants a bigger role. It's not really a secret. Is he open to coming back? He's digested it, and he's open-minded to it. Look, I can respect that. I can respect the wanting to be with one franchise your entire career. I can expect the hunger of wanting to be the focal point of a roster. But this relationship is over. It's done. And I'm not going to sit here and act like it wasn't done before. I think all of us have kind of come to the conclusion that throughout this summer, there's been one goal: get a deal in place that makes it easiest for Jonathan Kuminga to be traded down the line, whether that is this offseason or sometime in the 25-26 campaign. This relationship is over. When you say, or when your agent says, when the message is communicated that your effort and your willingness to adapt and play complementary basketball with some of the best players in the NBA on your roster, your teammates, when you say your effort, your buy-in level relies on convenience, relies on player option versus team option, that's when I'm out on Jonathan Kuminga. Because that tells me that he's not willing to give it 110% for this roster, for this basketball team. Because there is a slim chance that things work out, and the Warriors want to roll with Kuminga. They're on a roll. They're clicking. Chemistry is good. There's a slim chance of that, but not if Jonathan Kuminga doesn't get what he wants. And that is where I draw a hard line at wanting him back with the Golden State Warriors in really any capacity. But, they've dug themselves too deep of a hole to let that go any further. Now, who's not out on Jonathan Kuminga, though? The Warriors' big three doesn't seem to be completely out. And does that mean that they are just kind of accepting the situation and know that there's not going to be better immediate help than Jonathan Kuminga? That could absolutely be the case. Here's what Brett Siegel of ClutchPoints had to say on this topic. Over the last few weeks, the Warriors veterans, Curry, Green, and Butler, have all communicated with the Dubs Brain Trust to get a deal done. All three stars want Kuminga back on the roster, as his athleticism, durability, and production can't be replicated. If lost, Kuminga's void will be felt throughout the 82-game season. Now, these messages, this communication between the stars and Golden State's front office, not necessarily happening in the past week or so, right? They're not banging on the door now that the Warriors have a couple new offers out there for Kuminga, saying to just Go switch it up. Go give him the player option. Let's go. These are messages that have been conveyed throughout the entire offseason, dating back to June, after the Warriors season was complete. And again, like from their perspective, the idea of Jonathan Kuminga really helps Golden State. Like rim pressure, athleticism, like he could jump out of the gym, has the tools physically in the frame to be an elite on-ball defender. But none of that has really been put together yet, and he's gone into business for himself more times than he's gone into business for the betterment of the roster. So I think we've exhausted all options, and we've seen what we can get from Jonathan Kuminga in a Warriors jersey. It's going to be a little bit longer until we see him in a new uniform, but I'm really out on the prospect of long-term Jonathan Kuminga in the Bay Area. I wonder, with Warriors for a big three, sending this message across that they want Kuminga back and they feel like his presence is invaluable. I wonder how they'll feel the first time that he looks him off. I wonder how they'll feel the first time that Kuminga takes dribble, shoulder fake, turnaround jumper from the elbow with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. I wonder how they'll feel then. I mean, it seems like they have a good relationship. According to Aaron Turner, here's more from him. They definitely talk. He has respect for all of them. He really respects Jimmy. He likes how Jimmy moves. I know him and Jimmy have talked. Draymond is the guy who's always been behind him. There is no drama. And I don't think there's any personal drama between these guys. Like, they're all professionals. They get it. It's business. And I'm sure Curry, Draymond, Kuminga, Butler, they all want to see JK get paid. I mean, he's a young player in this league. He's got, tools that are valuable-ish in this league. But if only Kuminga moved like Jimmy Butler, if only Kuminga had the drive, had the mentality of a Jimmy Butler. You can respect Jimmy. You can like how he moves all you want. But for a player that could archetype-wise look like a more athletic Jimmy Butler, not really trying to trend in that direction so far through his NBA career. A lot of me-ball coming from the Kuminga camp. And yes, guys, I know. I talk a lot of smack. You can get on me in the comment section if you guys are a Kuminga stan, whatever. But you still, I will recognize this. Like, you still probably have to pay him. We're at the point of no return. Joe Lacob has dug the grave of this franchise. And you're out of options. You cannot let Jonathan Kuminga sign for the qualifying offer. It is so irresponsible that it would make all the prior decisions and feelings from the Warriors front office look inconsequential in comparison. The Warriors roster building would be completely in the gutter. They wouldn't be able to do anything besides add these, really low to mid-level free agents over the next couple of years, and they don't have anything to trade besides Jonathan Kuminga. So if he's playing for $8 million and a no-trade clause, no bird rights, they are absolutely cooked. The current offers right now for Kuminga and Golden State, there's actually 4. So he can pick out of the litter if he wants. If he doesn't, he's declined all these offers to this point. But we'll see. We'll see which side ends up caving. 1 year, $7.9 million qualifying offer. No trade clause included. He will enter unrestricted free agency in 2026. Warriors won't be able to trade him. They are doomed. Absolute doomsday scenario number 1. This has been out there all summer. Don't think it's really an option much at this point. 2 years, $45 million with a team option. And with that provision, with it being a 1+1 contract, it would carry a no-trade clause. Golden State's only signing their dotted line if Kuminga waives that no-trade clause. He's indicated, by all accounts, all offseason, he will not be doing that. New deal. New deal from Mike Dunleavy and company. 3 years, $75 million. That's a shitload of money, I'm not going to lie to you. That's comparable to the Josh Giddey deal, just minus the 1 year. And it does add an option, a team option that third year. That would not carry a no-trade clause, so we'll see if Kuminga ends up caving to that deal. That's by far the most likely out of these 4 at this point, because you also have a 3-year, $54 million all-guaranteed contract, no options included. I don't love that deal, though, because you can only bring back $18 million or maybe a tad bit over that in any Kuminga trade this upcoming season, unless you include another contract. Aaron Turner, this is kind of like, not great news, but like decent sentiment here. He says he hopes that Kuminga doesn't sign the qualifying offer. He hopes it doesn't get to that, but he's also iterating at the same time that it's a very real possibility, as well as something that's Kuminga's prepared to do if the Warriors do not amend any of their offers to this point, or by October 1st, I should say. Brett Siegel, he says that Golden State probably is going to amend one of those offers at this point. Quote-unquote, strong chance the Warriors may end up caving to the player option demands. I get it. It's unfortunate that we have lost the swinging contest to Jonathan Kuminga. I cannot believe that you let him run your offseason and then eventually let him win your offseason. But that's where we're at this point. Too many wrong decisions before all this. That's why we're in the situation that we're in right now. There is a flip side. I think it's a little bit unlikely, but could the Kuminga side end up caving to Golden State? There's a possibility because, look, especially on that 3-year, $75 million offer, you're passing up a lot of money. And signing the qualifying offer historically is a doomsday type of move. Like a lot of guys on that following year and that following unrestricted free agency do not get the contract that they were hoping for or even anything close. So we will see if that's the route that he ends up going. I can't believe I flip-flop as much as I do. Today, Monday, September 22nd, I think they're going to get something done that is similar to an offer that is out there right now. And my hope would be that he gets the $75.2 million deal, the 3-year deal in some capacity, whether Kuminga caves and they just get the team option done, or the Warriors amend the deal and give him a player option on that contract. Not really because I think he deserves the biggest deal or the most guaranteed money of all the options, but you can get the, I guess, most back in a trade return-wise if you were to give him somewhere in the realm of $22 to $25 million in the first year of that contract. With that being said, which outcome is the likeliest with Jonathan Kuminga? Let me know down in the comment section. Is it the qualifying offer? Is it the 2-year deal that's been out there pretty much all summer? You can comment down below if you would add a player option to that and you think that's the likeliest one. If it's a 3-year deal with $75 million, the most money that Kuminga could possibly make, let me know down below a team option on that one. And then a 3-year, $54 million all-guaranteed contract. You think they go unexpected route and go with that one? Which outcome do you think is the likeliest? Comment down below. Next, we're going to get into what the Warriors' plan is. Just a quick little wrap-up of today's show. What's the plan after a deal is reached? Because we all know they're going to try to trade him. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, though, get hooked up with some Warriors hats. Gift-giving season is around the corner, and some of these Warriors hats are actually really, really fresh. Love the khaki one right here. Love the ones with the designs on them, like the Golden State skyline and the ocean there. So super dope stuff here. Chatsports.com/Warriors hats. The cream with the colored brim. Very, very in right now. You can do it with the throwback as well. Chatsports.com/Warriors hats to get to yours today. That link's in the comment section and description of today's video. If Jonathan Kuminga does not return on the qualifying offer, one thing is for certain. Steve Kerr will be obligated / pressured / is going to have to play Jonathan Kuminga big-time minutes because you're not going to pay a guy who you are trying to market to prospective trade partners around the NBA 15 to 20 minutes a game. They're going to have to try to force him into this lineup alongside Curry, Draymond, and Jimmy. And look, they made that clear in the exit interviews around the end of the season that they would experiment with that type of thing. Who knows how that all goes? I mean, fingers crossed that some way, somehow, Jonathan Kuminga magically starts playing complimentary basketball and/or fits and/or makes every jump shot that he takes on the floor. Because if he doesn't, then things could be looking pretty bad. And you never know. That trade out value for Kuminga could get worse than it's actually at right now. Speaking of a trade, that's what the plan is going to be. Like, there's no way that the Warriors want to go into 2026, 27, mind you, with Kuminga still on this roster. Like, even with JK coming up this season, there's really no chance that they win a title unless they swing some kind of crazy deal at the deadline. So they definitely don't want him back for the following season, the last year of Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond's contract. He will be eligible on January 15th. And as far as targets go, Siegel said this, a couple of names that we've already heard from already. Giannis and LeBron are obviously the Warriors' 2 dream targets, yet other names have been reported as well. And we talked about this guy recently on the show, Trey Murphy, is one of the names that the Warriors have interest in. 25-year-old wing who's displayed a lot of offensive potential both on and off the ball. Undoubtedly a player that Golden State would have interest in should he be made available, but the Pelicans have consistently shut down any offers regarding Trey Murphy. They're a bad front office, okay? We could get them on the phone. We could swindle them. We could get Trey Murphy to the Bay Area, and I'll do whatever it takes. I swear to everything. I swear to this channel. I will give up Jonathan Kuminga. I'll give up, who cares if it takes Buddy Hield and/or Moses Moody as well? Who doesn't care? Every draft pick you could possibly send. Swaps. Do it all. Get 25-year-old Trey Murphy. That's a guy you could actually build upon, and that's a guy who proves that you would have the best interest of Steph Curry, a guy who 11 execs, coaches, and scouts think is a top 5 player in this league. Who's your guy? Name a player you would want back in a Jonathan Kuminga trade if and when that ends up happening this upcoming season. Comment that down below, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That will do it for today's edition of Warriors Today by Chat Sports. YouTube.com/Warriors TV. 10 days away from this Kuminga stuff getting resolved. We're going to keep you tapped in with all the latest. So subscribe, turn those notifications on. We'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, let's go Dubs.